Hello, Happy New Year to you all, 2015. Said I'd update after my appointment at the Gender Identity Clinic, which was in December 2014. It was to discuss chest surgery, and I'm pleased to say I've had a referral to the surgery that I have chosen. I've gone for Andrew Yelland down in Brighton. I live in Kent, so very close to me, but not just for location. Having done some internet research, he was the only surgeon I could find with consistent good results, before and after photos of every procedure, and even people coming from up north down to the south coast of England to have surgery by Andrew Yelland. So all round seemed like a good choice. I have contacted Andrew Yelland's surgery twice. Once a little while ago when I was first interested, and then more recently. So the first time was to ask advice on what I might need to do to prepare for surgery, and the advice was don't lose an excessive amount of weight beforehand, and on the same token don't gain it also. I think it's the secretary got back to me really quickly with that, and then more recently I emailed again because I wanted to get a rough idea of how long I would have to wait for surgery. Obviously the GIC couldn't give me an indication of how long, and work had been brilliant and supportive. I thought it'd be nice if I could give them some rough time scale. It would just help. So I explained in an email to the surgery that the referral should be sort of forthcoming, which it was very quickly actually, and they got back to me very quick to say it looks like it would be June, July sort of time as the waiting list at this as it is at this moment. So it's good to have something to aim at. So I'm quite pleased with how quickly the surgery are getting back to questions. It might seem trivial to them, but obviously to me it's really important. So the actual procedure that I'm hoping for, although I will take advice from the actual surgeon, is the periareolar surgery. I'm very small breasted. I never used to refill an A cup. If you're watching my other videos, I might mention that had I been bigger breasted, I think I probably would have come to terms with being transgender far sooner. I've been quite lucky with my body in that it hasn't been too in my face when it comes to the female side of things. I've gone for that procedure. One, the scarring is a lot less. Two, I don't feel that I need the double incision because of how small breasted I am. And three, it retains some nipple sensation, which for me, is important. So as much as he can do to keep it as natural, I guess, is the key thing as possible would be great. Saying that, I had seen a video recently where someone started off with a periareolar procedure and then ended up having to have a double incision anyway, so I think I will listen to what the surgeon is advising as well. Something on Andrew Yelland's website, which I'm going to give you the address, is www.transsurgery.com. There's a heading called Risk and Complications. If you click onto that and then look at, so I've got it written down because I thought it was useful. There's a heading called Psychological Effects, and I'm going to read this to you. Family and friends realise for the first time that your issues with gender are not superficial or temporary and are unable to provide the support they offered previously. I just wanted to highlight that because it helped me when I was reading it to realise that I might be incredibly excited about my surgery, but maybe those around me won't be feeling quite the same way, and it is the first permanent step to changing my gender. So although I've changed documents and name changes, as easily as I've done all that, I could as easily undo all that. This is different, so it's just useful to have that in my mind. It won't dampen my enthusiasm or happiness, I hope, regarding the surgery, but let's just say I've had an experience where if we compared a lady having a breast enhancement because she felt uncomfortable in her body, compared to that of a transgendered individual having surgery to reduce the chest because they don't feel comfortable in their body. They haven't both been taken as the same thing. In my eyes, it's no different, but one procedure had been seen as more acceptable than the other, and you can probably guess which way round it was. I suppose I just wanted to highlight for that, for anyone that is considering it or just having thoughts themselves around it, I guess, and maybe highlighting it to other people that might be supporting me around this time, because it's easy, I suppose, for me to get carried away, but I will also need support. I guess I need to gauge that line between being overly excited and realising that for some people this is the first irreversible change of my transition. So, on to a bit more lighter subjects. Other updates. I finally have my passport in my name, my proper name, Sydney. It took about 9 weeks, actually longer than that, probably more like 12 weeks for my passport to come through. I have written a complaint because I was told it was a complex case and it's their policy to take so bloody long. It did actually mean that I went on holiday without it as well. I had to travel to Ireland without it. Luckily you can get into Ireland from England without needing a passport, but I didn't know that at the time, so you can imagine my internal gaskets were blown. But it's all sorted and I have my passport, so yay. I've had blood tests. Again, if you've been watching my updates, then you'll know that the actual injections hurt me a lot after the injection. So a couple of days afterwards I can feel like my whole body aches like a fever. They wanted to take me off of injections and put me onto testosterone gel, which I said no. But what they've asked for is 2 sets of blood tests just to make sure that everything's going okay. I haven't had any news back from those, so I assume that's good. I imagine if there was a problem I would have been called in, so I'll just keep a watch on that one. I'm now up to my 11th injection. It'll be a year in April, so I've got a little while to go yet. Not many more physical changes to report, really. I have like the odd 1, 2, 3, maybe one around here, 4 hairs that seem to grow at a normal beard rate, and everything else is just bum fluff. But because these grow at normal rate, I have to at least shave my chin more regularly than anywhere else. So things are happening, it's just incredibly slow. I have to admit, I thought by now I might be a little bit more hairy in the face, but maybe that's just my genetic makeup. Jam, my partner, asked her if she thought there'd been any particular physical changes, and her answer was, and again I am quoting, "I'm wider in the shoulders, that is, harder, I have been working out, and hairier." And I think that's just a general hairier all round as opposed to hairier here, although I suppose as well the moustache area is prickly, is what she said. So that's it in a nutshell. I'll probably update again once I've got a bit more news. My next gender identity clinic appointment isn't until April, so it's again back to the waiting game, but it's all going well in between time. Hope it's all good for you. Take care.